Oh, hello there. I didn't see you come in today. Oh, that's right. It's because you were absent, not here at school today. Luckily, you've got me to show you what we did in science class today. So, have a seat. You're probably already sitting. And I'll show you what we got going on today. First off, we've got the bell ringer. Make sure that you do that. It is Friday, so make sure you've also taken care of them for the rest of the week. Going on in there, just go in, answer your questions, submit it up like you usually do. Now on the schedule here, it says that you need to pick up a paper. Well, you are not able to do that in class, so I'll show you where you're going to get that, explain to you how the activity will work, and then kind of show you an example of what the finished product would be for it. The only other thing that we did today that might affect you is that if you raised over $200 for the Helpathon, we ended up signing up for your projects. So if you are on that list and you are not here at school today, I'll probably email you separately about coming in early, possibly Monday, to just like that 10 minutes before actual school starts to sign up for a spot, because on Monday I'm letting everybody else who has earned money pick, but since you earned more than them for those projects, possibly, I want to make sure that you get your first choices for things. So be on the lookout for that if you're a part of that. Just looking at the list there. We still got quite a bit to go. It's about lunchtime right now that I'm recording this, so we've got about half the people still left to pick today. So you could be on that list, since I don't know if you're here or not, since you haven't come to class. So let's look at where you'll find all this stuff. If you go to Schoology, to today's folder, and boing, there we go, right here. We got a couple of different things for you to look at. Number one is the instructions on how to do this activity. I'm going to walk through you with my examples, so you'll have that as like written instructions that you can follow along with. Since you're not here to hear some of the verbal stuff, but I'll also be walking through it in this video, so you can just use me as your instructions if you're still watching the video here. The second thing is what you'll need to print out or design a paper like this, where you'll have this little template where we got all these different rows, and they get increasingly ever bigger as we go down. So that's on the template part that you can print out. And then right underneath of it, the organization of life example is my example of things. And this is what I'll end up showing you here of how it will work. And I'll show you how it'll work with the other part as well. Hey, look, it still works as a little GIF there too. All right, so what you're going to do when you printed out your piece of paper, you've got our lines going on there. Some are dotted. There we go. And some are just solid lines. How it's going to work, you're going to fold it in the middle so that you've made a little booklet. Now you'll want to make sure that you are looking at the book as like you would open an actual book. So with this front page on there. And with this front page, what you're going to do is along the, in between each one of these sections on the dotted lines you can cut along, kind of make them little flaps. So here's like my finished product. So you're making these little flaps. And on the front part of all those little flaps, you're going to be putting down our levels of organization as we talked about them in class the other day. In order from the smallest one, which look, it's a little tiny flap that I made for the tiniest ones. And then they get ever bigger as they literally grow in size until you get to the organism at the end. And look, there's a happy-go-lucky moose right there. So that's what you're going to do on the front side. You're going to give each one of them its own little color to kind of have it color coordinated. On the inside, what you'll end up doing is two things. On the side that's got the flap, you are going to draw for me a picture representing that level. If you're having troubles thinking of what to draw, the easiest thing is to just type in whatever the level name is, example, like molecule examples, or system, or body organ system examples, or whatever you have that your tissue examples. And it'll usually pop up with some pictures of what we consider to be, of that category to it. So that is on the flap side, would be all those pictures. On the other side, you have to tell me what your picture is. So what did you make as your example, and you have to tell me on the other side. So like I drew up, the nervous system here, because there's a brain and all the nerves. I drew a stomach for this one. I drew some skin tissues, which is a bunch of skin cells connected up together. So you just got to tell me what your example is. And that's it as far as the book goes. You need to make sure that your examples are also got some color to it. Make them pop a little bit going on there. But that is our assignment. We're working on making up these different levels of organization so that we always have these things handy and nifty to it, and that we've got our own examples. Now, for your examples at home, you just cannot copy mine. You need to come up with your own examples for each one of the levels. So these 8 things that you see on the board there, or on the video, you cannot use in your video. So hydrogen, water, Golgi, bacteria, skin tissue, stomach, nervous system, moose. You cannot use those in your book, or whatever you want to call these, the little flappy doodles. I don't know what to call it. I've been calling them stuff different every hour, but these little flappy things, you cannot use my examples for it, because I created it as an example for you. So you got to come up with other things going on for it. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you can't print this out, you could easily just do this with a piece of paper. Just make the little flaps go bigger and bigger and bigger as you go down. If it's not an exact perfect biggerness, I will be okay with it. Because you also have them color-coded as well as you go through. So that is what you are doing. Do not worry about turning anything in online. I know there's an assignment post on there for it. Just hold on to these for Monday, because what I'm probably going to do is just collect them from you in person instead of having you take a picture of it. So do not worry about the thing that says assignment on there for turning it in. Just hold on to these until then. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me. Otherwise, hope you have a great weekend, and I'll hopefully see you back on Monday. Bye.